Vance Joseph of Vance Refrigeration is a fantastic defensive mind, was highly in demand this offseason, and he's headed back to Denver, where he used to be the head coach. He's going to be the DC. And I don't know. I feel like this is weirder than people are leading on. Like, this is an extremely strange dynamic. Schefter, go. Former Broncos head coach Vance Joseph has returned to Denver as the team's new DC. As Peter Schrager also reported, he will run the Broncos defense for head coach Sean Payton. Again, this is awkward, isn't it? Where it's like, hey, Broncos fans, Broncos country, let's ride. I mean, 4 years ago, you were cheering for this guy to be fired, and now he's back. It's kind of odd, right? But Vance was the Broncos head coach from 2017 to 2018. He's fired after 2 seasons, went 11-21, and that was sort of the end of the Elway regime. Essentially, he was replaced by Fangio, who was fired after 3 years, and then Hackett replaced him. Not even one and done. He didn't even make it the full season, and now it's Sean Payton. So I guess you could say yes. It's been 4 years, so it is a little less awkward, and it is new ownership. It was the Bolin Trust when he was head coach, and now it's Walmart. Elway is effectively out as de facto GM. He promoted himself out of the job. Our guy Jumpin' George Payton is in there, so I guess it's not like the same. Like, if it was the same GM and same ownership, then it would be a little bit weird, but I don't know. And there is some precedent to this where a former head coach comes back as an assistant, where you look at Wade Phillips, also with the Broncos. So he was a Broncos head coach in 93, 94. Came back as DC 2015, 2016, won a Super Bowl with Gary Kubiak and the corpus of Peyton Manning. But I mean, that's a decade plus. I mean, this was 4 years. And then you got Dave Campo, who was the Cowboys head coach from 2000, 2002. And then he came back as defensive backs coach, not even coordinator, a position coach from 08 to 2011. Ironically, the head coach of the Cowboys at the time, Wade Phillips. So, I don't know. Like I said, it'd be like if Zimmer came back in a couple seasons as O'Connell's defensive coordinator. It's like, Zim's like, I'm back. Hey, can I get my old office back? The spacious one in the corner? No, that's your office now? Well, and a lot of people brought up, the timeline where, Zimmer was fired, last off season, where, maybe it's more analogous if Leslie Frazier came back as DC of the Vikings, which would also still be weird, but whatever. But overall, I think it's a good spot, and Vance Joseph is a great defensive mind, and there's a lot to work with in Denver. You can see why it was such a coveted defensive coordinator spot. Vance Joseph drafted a couple of those guys. So it is kind of funny. And who says he can't go home? I don't know. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vance Joseph returns to the Broncos as defensive coordinator, where he used to be head coach. Again, it's weird. It's weird. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.